Hi friends, welcome to Wafa Studies YouTube channel. This is part 19 in Azure Databricks playlist. In this video, how we can mount our Azure Blob storage with Databricks file system. We are going to see that. There are two ways to mount Azure Blob storage with Databricks file system actually. We are going to explore both the ways. And what is mounting? If you have seen my previous video, by this time you know. Mounting is nothing but like attaching your external storage with Databricks file system, so that from that point of the time you can access that external storage as if you are accessing local file system. That means like as if you are accessing like Databricks file system itself. All these videos in my Databricks playlist are in sequence order, so I encourage you strongly to watch all the videos in the sequence order. Let's jump into this video. So as I said, to mount Azure Data, that means Azure Blob storage with Databricks file system, you can use two ways. One by using a account key, another one maybe by using a SAS key. Okay, so what is account key and SAS key? In the Azure Blob storage, if you want to authenticate with a Blob storage, you can use either account key or SAS key. So that means with this key, once you authenticate yourself, then you will be able to access the Blob storage. Similarly, you can generate something called SAS key. Even that SAS key or SAS token also you can use. SAS means shared access signature. Okay, and this will have some limitation. That means only for 1 hour it will be validity. So you can set some expiry for this key, but account key will be always available. So with both of these keys, you can create a mount point for the Azure Blob storage in Databricks file system, and then you can try to access the data from that Blob storage, or you can copy the data into it. You can do anything. Okay, so if you have watched my previous videos, you already know this is the syntax to create a mount point. So under Databricks utilities library, there is something called file system utility, and inside the file system utility you have something called mount function that will help you to mount any external storage. And for that mount function, you need to supply source parameter, mount point parameter, and the extra configurations parameter. So source is nothing but your path location of the storage, and then give a name for that mount point whatever you are creating. And also here you need to use, for the extra configurations, you need to use a dictionary as a value. In the dictionary, config key is the key name, and here you need to supply the key. So in the config key, for example, if you want to use account key as a authentication mechanism, then in the config key you should use this, whatever you are seeing here, right? You should use this kind of key there. If you want to use a SAS token, then in place of config key you should use this kind of key into the dictionary actually. So let me practically show you this so that you will make sense of it. Let me go to Azure portal. So I have already opened Databricks workspace account, so I have already opened it, and here let's try to create a new notebook. This notebook name is like maybe testing mount something. I am giving demo cluster, which is already available, and default language Python I have selected, and I am creating this notebook. Once the notebook creates, we can start writing our code. So if you see, there is something called dbutils command. In the dbutils command, there are a lot of utilities available. If you want to see all the utilities, you can use this help function and do that. You know this by this time, right? So now, as I said, in this dbutils you have something called file system utilities fs. So in the file system utilities, if I execute this help function, I can get all the available methods from the file system, and there is something called mount method that we have to use it here. So let's try to use this mount method on the file system. Control space to get the intelligence, then mount. To the mount function, I can pass different values. For example, let's assume I can pass like source. So there is something called source parameter. To the source parameter, I should pass as I mentioned, I should pass my storage account URL like this: WAS Windows Azure Storage Blob Storage protocol type. So WAS BS. So I should use a single quote here because everything should come as a string here. So W Azure Storage Blob Storage. Then if you see, you need to provide a container name, then the storage account name, then blob.core.windows.8, then slash. If you want to mount a specific path, give that path. So let me go to this tab. This is my storage account name, and inside this storage account name I have some containers. So if I go to containers, I have a container called sample container. So let's try to mount this sample container. So let me copy this here. The same thing we did in our last video also, right? So but in this video we are going to focus on creating the mount point with both the ways, even with the account key and also with the SAS token. So then you take your storage account name, copy your storage account name, then dot blob dot If you see the presentation, it clearly says, right, blob.core.windows.net. so let's try to write the same blob.core.windows.net. so this will mount my container itself directly. So let's assume in the future maybe you don't want to mount the entire container, maybe you want to mount only this input folder. Is that possible? Yes. What you need to do after the container, you need to provide that path. So in this case here I need to provide like input. Okay, so that will mount only input folder. So let's mount the entire container itself. Then after source, if you see the screenshot or presentation, you need to use this mount point parameter and give a name to it. So let's use mount underscore point parameter. So for this I am going to like this mount point, you can give any name here. So I will say like mount blob storage. This is what the name I want to give. Okay, and once you give the name, then for the extra configurations parameter you need to supply a dictionary with a key value. So let's try to do that as well. So for the extra configs parameter we need to supply a dictionary. In the dictionary first you will be having a key, then you will be having a value. Let's assume now I want to create a mount point by using a account key. Then in case of account key you need to write this fs, that means file system dot azure dot account dot key. So let me type that file system dot azure dot account dot key. Then after that storage account name. So what is my storage account name? This is my storage account name. So let me copy this storage account name. Let me paste my storage account name here. Then after the storage account name, then blob.core.windows.net. Okay, so blob.core.windows.net. so this is going to be key. And now for the value you need to use account key. How to get account key from the storage account? Go to your storage account, and here if you scroll down you will see something called access keys. Under access keys, hit this show keys if you want to see. Copy this key one. Okay, so let me copy that key one and then let me paste it here. So but now if you closely observe, here we are pasting our keys directly, hard-coded values, but in real time you will create something called scope. Inside the scope you will create something called secret, in which you will store this value and try to access that value here. But we haven't discussed about scope and secrets yet. We will discuss them in future in our upcoming videos. Okay, so that's it. Now if I try to execute this, then it is going to create a mount point. So let's see there is some error. So what is this error? This directory is already mounted. So with this name there is already a mounted directory is available. So I might have tried before this video. So let me name it like this, blob storage 1. Let me hit shift enter. Now this should create a mount point. So let's wait for the command execute. See if the enemy mount point is already available, then you need to make sure that either to delete that mount point and recreate it, or you create with a different name. So in this case I am creating with a different name. So if you want to know how to delete or unmount any storage or something, that we will discuss in our upcoming video. Okay, so let's wait for this mount point code to execute. See, it executed successfully. Now here, since now mount point is mounted properly, now I can use like a db file system. There is something called ls command. So in this ls command, let me try to use this mount point and see whether this is going to list down all the files and folders inside my storage account or not. So let me hit shift enter to execute this. See, it is saying there is employees.csv file and there is a data folder and there is a input folder. So let's go here and let's try to make sure that, let me go to containers and then let me go to sample container here, and inside the sample container we can see data folder, input folder, employees.csv file. So let me go to browser. So that's what it is listing out here, right? See, you can see this employees.csv folder, data folder and input folder. Now maybe I want to do something. So maybe I want to using the file system utilities, maybe I want to perform a copy. So what I want to perform a copy is after this mount point, that means till the after the container name, let me go to browser. There is something called input folder. Maybe I want to take this demo.json file from the input folder and I want to move that or copy that into the output folder in the same container. So let me do this. So here let me try to use inside the input folder, we have this demo.json file. Take that and copy that entire thing into maybe output folder. So let me copy this path and here let me paste it. So instead of input folder, I want to copy that into output folder. Let me hit shift enter to execute this command. It is executed successfully. Now if I go to container, I should see output folder, and if I go to output folder, I should see that my demo.json file. So this is all we discussed in our past video also. So we created a mount point now using a account key. So let's try to create a mount point using SAS key. So when you try to create a mount point using SAS key, same thing. For the source, give the URL of the path which you want to mount, and then give a name to the mount point. So with this name already a mount point is there, so this time I am saying mount blob storage 2, and then for this config key we should use a different key. If you see here, we should use fs.azure.sas. so that means fs.azure. not account key, we should use SAS. Okay, and after SAS we should use container name dot storage name. So here after SAS we should use a container name. So what is the container name? Sample container is my container name, then storage account name, then blob dot core dot windows dot net. So once that is done, now here we should use a SAS key. How to get a SAS key of a storage account? Go to your storage account, click on your storage account name, and here you see something called shared access signature, and this is nothing but like a SAS key also. So click there, and it will ask you to set the expiry and also set the access where you want to access. See here I will say this SAS signature should have access to the containers, services, objects and everything. You can select that and then set the expiry. Right now it has only 1 month 1 hour expiry. Here you can see here a limited expiry, not 1 hour, from 3:31 p.m. to 11:31 p.m. Okay, so if you want to change this expiry start and end times, you can do that. And once you select everything, hit this generate SAS and connection string, and below you see this SAS token. Simply copy this SAS token and go to your notebook and paste this SAS token as a value here, and make sure you remove the question mark symbol from the SAS token. Now if I execute this, this is going to create a mount point with this name blob storage 2 using a SAS token. Okay, and once the mount point created, we can again do the same thing. I mean, we can use the Databricks utilities, and then you can use a file system utility to move the files and everything, or you can use a spark.read.text to read the content of a file or anything. So as if you don't need to supply any authentication, since now mount point is directly created. Simply with that mount point name, use the path and do whatever you want to do. Okay, so now mount point is created, right? To make sure this is working fine, let's try to execute the same thing. Let's try to execute this ls command. Let me copy this, let me paste it here, and my blob storage name is this one. Maybe if inside the input folder whatever it is there, I want to see that. So because still here it is going to point to the sample container, and inside the sample container if you see there is something called input folder as well. So let me go to containers, and here let me go to my container name, and here if you see there is an input folder, right? So inside the input folder whatever it is there, I want to list down that. So now let me execute this, it should work. So let's wait for the code to execute. See, it has only demo.json file. So that means we created a mount point using a SAS key also, and also using a account key also. But as I said here, this account key value and also this SAS key value, everything is hard coded here. But in future we need to make sure, or in real time we need to make sure we don't hard code these values. We need to create something called Databricks scope. Inside the Databricks scope you create a secret, and inside the secret you will store these secret values, and from there you will read it. How to do all that stuff and what is scope, what is secret, everything we will discuss over in upcoming videos. For now you just get an idea how to create a mount point for the blob storage using account key and also using a SAS token. That's it in this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get the notification whenever I add videos. Thank you so much.